United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, next we have Mr. Colley. Would you give us roll call?
Yes, sir. Excuse me a second. Seat A, Chucky Sharamby.
Here.
Seat B, Tom Peak.
Here.
Seat C, Jamie Lafourche.
Here.
Seat D, Rodney Disclair.
Here.
Seat E, Reggie Leday.
Here.
Seat F, Flyer Griffin.
Here.
Seat G, John Bellisson.
Here.
Seat H, Mike Kelly here. Seat I, Chris Kelly.
Here.
We have a quorum, Mr. President.
All right, thank you, Mr. Colley. Next, we have approved minutes for April 12th, 2023 meeting. I need a motion. Moved by Mr. Griffin, second by Mr. Reggie Leday. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed. Next, we go to the director's report.
Thank you, Mr. President. First is our northern expansion slip C and flotation canal bulkhead. Picciola and Associates. Joe.
Yes, APC Construction is the contractor they complete with this project, and the lien period is up, so we do have a clear lien certificate and their request for retainage on the agenda for approval.
Okay. Any questions? All right, the northern expansion slip C and flotation canal sweep dredging.
Coastal Contractors, or Coastal Dredging is the contractor on this project. He's been on site for a couple weeks now. He's dredged about 90,000 cubic yards as of the end of last week. He's about a third of the way done, so in another month or so, he should be nearly completion.
Okay. Any questions? Thank you, Joe. Airport projects, aircraft operations, David.
Aircraft operations for last month were 1,608. Passengers at the airport were 10,735, and the vehicle count was 21,284 vehicles.
Clearly see a ramp up there, so we'll see what the rest of the year looks like. Airport Connector Road and Bridge, Picciola and Associates.
Sea Level Construction, the contractor. Last week they poured concrete in the two towers on the 308 side. They're going to be breaking the forms for those towers later this week. They are tentatively scheduled to pour the concrete floor for the control house, and then sometime within the next 2 weeks they'll pour the towers on the LA1 side, pour the concrete. They have been also working at the same time on the connector road itself, bringing in the base, bringing in sand and limestone. So we are progressing well finally.
Any questions? Thank you, Joe. Thank you. Airport Terminal Surcharge Project, GIS Engineering.
Okay, this project is complete. It's in the lien period, which will run through June 1st.
Any questions? All right, the PAPI LED upgrade.
PAPI LED upgrade, we issued a notice to proceed for May the 3rd. There is a lead time of almost 90 days for the fixtures themselves, so we probably won't see anything until beginning of August on that project.
Okay. Any questions for John?
Nope.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Moving to other projects. First is the Fouchon Pavilion.
Yes, onshore construction's the contractor. They're nearing completion. Most of the items are complete. We did get electrical power yesterday from Entergy, so they're actually today checking everything out to make sure everything works, and then they're running through some tests on the fire alarm system. Once we confident that the fire alarm system is working properly, we're going to call for inspection with the fire marshal so we can get occupancy. We do have a change order on the agenda for, let's see, I have it here, $7,200.
$7,240.53.
Yes, and no extra time. And that's for, we had to reconfigure the electrical panels. Entergy was requiring that we do so, so that's for that. It's already installed and working, hopefully.
Any questions?
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Flotation canal and front commercial marina dredge. That's you two.
Yeah, Coastal Dredging's the contractor for this. We had the pre-construction meeting, everything's in place. We're gonna plan to give them a notice to proceed on this project once they finish the sweep dredging along the bulkhead, hopefully within the next month or so.
Okay. All right, thank you. The Leeville LA1 construction canal dredging and mitigation project. Angelette Design.
So this project was awarded last month to Coastal Dredging for $3.8 million. Currently, the contracts are being signed. Once that's complete, we'll schedule a pre-construction meeting. This project should take about 4 to 5 months to dredge, and we have been in contact with DOTD through their consultant, Mr. Gary Gisclair, to let them know on the timing of the project, because I think once we complete the work for the Port Commission, the LA1 contractor is going to begin working on this project, starting on the southern end, working to the north, as well as the activity that you currently see happening in Golden Meadow.
Any questions from you? Thank you. All right, Hurricane Ida repair projects. The first one is the administration building.
The administration building, the Plans Design Groups, the engineer, Picciola Construction, is close to finishing as the contractor. Actually, the fire marshal inspection is scheduled tomorrow to go through the building, so they're doing some final knickknacks and cleanups, and they still have a few ACs to finish installing everything, but job is ready to close out, so we're close to seeing that completion.
I think the fire marshal is next week, not tomorrow, but next week. Yeah, so we should have clearance next week. And
Next meeting?
so the hope is that our next meeting, we can do it
In there.
in our big meeting up front.
And further down on the agenda, we do have that change order, and that was for that additional air conditioning they realized was damaged for the storm, and it was changed out for $25,299.73.
Any questions? Okay, the Nervy Collins Marina bucket dredge. PCO Associates.
Yeah, Plaisance Drag Lines, the contractor, he's on site, been dredging. He should be nearing completion sometime towards the end of this week. So last week he had like about 4,000 cubic yards left. That's with the dredging portion, and then after that he's gonna just have to haul the remaining material, which will only take him a couple of days on the different sites in the port. But we should be complete fairly soon.
Any questions? Thank you, Joe. All right, the demolition of GLF 337 office.
This project's complete and we end the lien period. The lien period should be up towards the end of the month on this project. So we'll have, next meeting, we'll have a clear lien and request for retainage.
Okay. All right, the Operations Center, EOC, and warehouse. David.
This job is progressing as well. They actually had electrical hooked up yesterday, so he is testing equipment in the warehouse, and is going to be starting to put on equipment and air conditioning in the operations starting today and tomorrow. So we're looking at having flooring and the finishes done in the operations building start next week. So he shouldn't be that long now that he has electricity to the facility.
Okay. Any questions? All right, the boat lift roof and wharves, GIS engineer.
Okay, this is the project Tidewater Dock is doing. Again, they are waiting to get into Nerby Collins after the Plaisance Dragline is through with that project, but he has completed everything else on the commercial fisherman's marina project. So we have got a partial substantial completion that'll cover all that work, as well as a change order, balancing change order on that section of the work, which is minus 65, 45, and 10 cents.
Any questions? The airport terminal repairs.
Airport terminal repairs are almost complete as well. They are substantially complete, and that'll be on your agenda later on. and they have, again, just one light to fix on the outside. But y'all have moved in, and that work is, like I said, substantially
It looks
complete.
good. Any questions on that? Thank you, John.
Thank you.
The flotation canal mooring dolphin repairs, Angela Design.
Sea Level Construction is the contractor on this project. They started work a couple of months ago. They finished all of the topside repairs on 16 of the 36 dolphins. Right now, they're working on some of the heavier demolition and reconstruction with the removal of pipe piles, divers on site, and so forth. They do expect to have their first shipment of new pipe piles leaving their Thibodeau facility today. So that should be arriving in the port in the next few days. And they are also doing coating at their facility in Thibodeau, and we've been monitoring that as well.
Any questions on that project? Thank you, Neil.
Thank you.
All right, the inland debris removal project, that's under advertisement, correct?
Inland debris removal under advertisement, and that's for storm debris along the waterways from Fouchon to the Leeville area. And we'll take bids on having that removed by barge and equipment.
Any questions? Okay, thank you. All right, that concludes my report, Mr. President. Thank you.
All right, moving on. Any public comment? Ms. Brain, you got 3 minutes.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I just wanted some advice from the board. Last night, the parish council, May the 9th, we have a proposed ordinance to dedicate the right-of-way deed of approximately 4,000 feet, more or less, of roadway known as A.O. Rapley Road and Chevron Road, located in Ward 10, District 9. That's the road from where the bridge was at to the beach, in fact, past the beach. I spoke to Chet a little bit about it, but I want to make sure that I'm doing the right thing. I've been in office for 40 years, and Jay has been after me for a long time to dededicate that years ago, and I says, as long as I'm on the council, there's going to be no dededication, because what they wanted to do at that time, they wanted to dededicate it, block it, and then probably charge whoever wanted to go in there. But since then, before the bridge went out, Chevron paid, parish paid to blacktop that road. And I don't know if y'all participated, maybe y'all did, maybe y'all didn't, I don't really remember. But anyway, the blacktop is still there. But I understand that y'all negotiating with the Cayuettes for property, and that y'all really want us to dededicate this so y'all could handle it from there. And that's fine with me. I just want some advice. I don't want to be going against something if y'all not for it.
Yes, sir.
And am I right?
Yes, that's correct. So as part of the purchase agreement that we have, and we plan to actually close on that sale and buy the property on by June 1st, we actually have an agreement to approve in this meeting, later on in this meeting. So basically that portion that is being dededicated would now be under the ownership of the Port Commission.
Okay.
And that's going to provide us the access to Fouchon Island. And then, since we're a public entity, it would be a public road.
Because when that right-of-way was issued, that was in 1971. I was a graduate of South Lafourche High School at that time. And the motion was made by Raymond Mellison, second by Antoine Alario, which was concur. And that was done back in 1971, 52 years ago. And the bridge, I guess it was brought around that time, I'm not sure, from Leeville. But we had the great opportunity of tearing it down and the parish paying for it. Thank you very much.
Now we're gonna build a new bridge. We're gonna own the
That's
right-of-way,
what I understand.
and there's gonna be a state park on that side.
I
We
just want
anticipate.
to make sure that I'm voting the right way.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you for the
Thank you.
advice.
Any other public comment? Right, moving on. We're going to Executive Committee. Members are Chucky Sherman, Chairman, Rodney J. Gisclair Sr., Larry Griffin, and Jimmy Lafone. First, we have consider approving request from U.S. Department of Homeland Security, ICE, to extend tower lease.
All right, ICE has been having a tower lease on our tower in Fouchon, and they are requesting 2 additional 5-year terms. Recommendation to approve.
All right, need a motion. Moved by Mr. Larry Griffin, second by Mr. Rodney Gisclair. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, we have consider approving the intergovernmental agreement with Lafourche Parish government for space at the Port Annex.
All right, when we move out of the Port Annex, there are some parish entities that need to have a place in South Lafourche to operate out of, as they were at the old Galliano Library location. So this would be, for sure, the clerk of court and the assessor would be utilizing that facility, and maybe other agencies. Recommendation to approve.
All right, need a motion. Got a motion by Mr. John Milliso, second by Mr. Jimmy Lafourche. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, we have consider approving the request from Trustco to assign lease GLF 302 to FDF Energy Services.
All right, this is the Trustco old bunkhouse lease. They are not operating anymore, and they would like to transfer that lease to FDF Energy Services. Recommendation to approve.
All right, need a motion. Got one by Mr. Tom Pete, second by Mr. Mike Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, we have consider approving the request from Trinity Rental Service to amend lease for additional property.
All right, now that that old building has been removed, Trinity would like to lease that section of property. Recommendation to approve.
Need a motion. Moved by Mr. Chris Colley, second by Mr. Reggie Ledier. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, we have consider approving the request from Global Towing to extend the Mooring Dolphin lease.
All right, Global Towing would like to lease Mooring Dolphins for an additional 4 years. We did speak to Mr. Falgu, and he understands that it's 3 now, not 2 like it was in Bayou Lafourche. Recommendation to approve.
All right, need a motion. Got one from Tom Key, second from Larry Griffin. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, we have consider approving the agreement with provision for future lease amendment.
All right, this is, Provisions is currently on Calumet property. They have requested to amend some lease terms to our lease terms. Recommendation to approve.
All right. Okay, need a motion. Moved by Rodney Gisclair, second by John Mellison. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, consider declaring two Dell laptops as surplus and donate to the town of Golden Meadow.
All right, we have 2 old laptops that are just sitting around. We have no use for them, and the town of Golden Meadow is in need of them, so recommendation to approve.
All right, need a motion. Moved by Mr. Larry Griffin, second by Mr. Mike Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, consider approving the active sale and related agreements with Calumet Land.
All right, as y'all are aware, we have been in negotiations, are doing our due diligence now. We should be done by the end of the month. Recommendation to approve this resolution.
All right, need a motion. Moved by Mr. Jim Lafont, second by Mr. Chris Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, consider hiring summer employees.
All right, we have 3 college students that have applied for our summer employment, Hunter Como, Dylan Cloutier, and Carter Gaujo. Recommendation to approve hiring these summer employees.
All right. I need a motion. Moved by Mr. Reggie Day, second by Jim Lafont. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Okay, we're getting out of executive committee, going into permits and waterways. Members are Rodney Gisclair, Chairman, Reggie Day, Tom Pete, and Chucky Sherman. Mr. Gisclair, your turn.
Thank you, Mr. President. First off, we'll review the permits that we have today. First, we have CPRA. Proposal includes restoring East Timberlair Island and West Bell Headland through beach and dune fill placement, utilizing offshore sand resources, as well as constructing back barrier marsh. Next, we have Chevron Environmental Management. Proposed removal of plus or minus 21,615 feet, 24-inch pipeline, and 32,080 feet of 16-inch pipelines that were previously abandoned in place. Next, we have Perdido Energy, Louisiana LLC. Proposed bucket dredging structures and the removal of pilings, approximately 13,696 cubic yards of material will be excavated and placed on site. Next, we have Federal Aviation Administration. Placement, reconstruction of barrier wall and access road for the very high frequency omnidirectional range facility located near Grand Isle, Louisiana. And lastly, we have Perdido Energy, Louisiana. Proposed bucket dredging and installation of structures for drilling the CNO-11 prospect. Approximately 34,218 cubic yards of material will be excavated. And that's it for the permits. Next, we're going to consider approving the lowest responsive bid for the removal of vessels.
All right, we had advertised for the removal of 4 vessels. We received several bids. The low bidder was Tidewater Dock Incorporated for $7,510 for vessel 1, $7,510 for vessel 2, $7,510 for vessel 3, and $15,820 for vessel 4, the Tammy Marie, for a total of $38,850. Recommendation to approve.
Need a motion.
We got a motion by Mr. Rodney Gisclair, a second by Mr. Tom P. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed.
And that concludes the permits and waterways report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Gisclair. Now we're going to the Construction and Development Committee. Members are Chris Colley, Chairman, Mike Colley, Jim LaFourche, and Chucky Sherman. Mr. Colley, you're up.
Good morning, and thank you, Mr. President. First, we have consider adopting the DOTD resolution accepting the work for Slip C Bulkhead Project.
All right, this project is complete. Recommendation to approve the resolution.
Move.
I got a motion by Chris Colley, second by Mike Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed.
Item 2, consider approving the clear lien certificate from APC Construction for the Slip C Bulkhead Project.
All is in order. Recommendation to approve.
Move.
I got a motion by Chris Colley. I got a second one by Jim LaFourche. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed.
Item 3, consider approving change order number 5 from Onshore Construction for the Fouchon Pavilion.
All right, this is for an increase of $7,240.53 for some electrical standards we had to meet. Recommendation to approve.
Move.
I got a motion by Chris Colley. I got a second one by Larry Griffin. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed.
Item 4, consider approving change order number 6 from Piciola Construction Company for the administration building repairs.
All right, this is for $25,299.73 for AC repairs.
Move.
And a motion by Chris Colley, second by Mr. Reggie Ledet. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed.
Item 5, consider approving change order number 6 from Tidewater Dock for the boat lift roof and wharf repair project.
All right, this is for a deduction in $6,545.10. Recommendation to approve.
Move.
I got a motion moved by Mr. Chris Colley. I got a second one by John Mellison. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed.
Item 6, consider approving the partial substantial completion certificate from Tidewater Dock for the boat lift, roof, and wharf repair project.
All right, all portions of this project are complete with the exception of repairs to Nurby Collins Marina. Recommendation to approve.
All right, need a motion.
Move.
Moved by Mike Colley, second by Mr. Rodney Gisclair. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
Item 7, consider approving the substantial completion certificate from Freetown Builders for the airport terminal repairs.
All right, this project is substantially complete. Recommendation to approve.
All right, need a motion.
Move.
Moved by Mr. Chris Colley, second by Mike Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed.
Mr. President, this concludes the Construction and Development Committee report.
Thank you, Mr. Colley. We had a good one. Now we're going to with Mr. Millison. We're going to see how that goes in Finance Committee. John Millison, Chairman, Larry Griffin, Chris Colley, and Chucky Sherman. Your turn, Mr. Millison.
Good morning, and thank you, Mr. President. I hope I can keep up with the momentum of the meeting. All right, first we'll consider approving payment of the April 2023 invoices and recognizing those over $25,000. And we'll begin with item 1, Sea-Level Construction Incorporated, $676,298.64. That's for the flotation canal mooring dolphin repair along with the airport connector road and bridge project. Item 2, Coastal Dredging Company Incorporated, $548,482.50, and that's for slip sea sweep dredging part 2. Item 3, APC Construction LLC, $535,942.43, and that's for slip sea bulkhead phase 3 part 2. Item 4, Lafourche Levy District, $200,000 even. That's the intergovernmental agreement to help operate the locks. Item 5, Picciola Construction Company Incorporated, $170,796.01, and that's for the Hurricane Ida repairs to the administration building. Item 6, Freetown Builders, $127,305.18, and that's for the Hurricane Ida repairs to the airport terminal building. Item 7, Tosh LLC, $119,179.75. That's for Hurricane Ida repairs to Fouchon buildings and sites. Item 8, PCO and Associates, $102,176.49, and that's for slip C 1,500 linear feet of bulkhead, the airport connector road and bridge, the flotation canal mooring dolphin and dredging, and last, general engineering for slip C, sweep, Nerby Collins, etc. Item 9, Schaff McCall, LLP, $90,510.70, and that's for the title search and insurance for the Caillouette land purchase. Item 10, GIS Engineering, $83,110.10, that's for general engineering, airport terminal building, and slip D bulkhead. Item 11, Angelette Design, LLC, $78,840.21, that's for the Fouchon Bridge. Item 12, Plaisance Dragline and Dredging, $70,223.11, that's for the dredging of the Nerby Collins Marina, Site 42. Item 13, American Integration Contractors, LLC, $51,193.46. That's for Hurricane Ida security camera repairs. Item 14, Onshore Construction Company, LLC, $49,667.01. And that's for the Flotation Canal Pavilion. Item 15, Campo and Sons Construction, LLC, $39,332.50, and that is for work done at the Coastal Wetland Park. Item 16, Tidewater Dock Incorporated, $32,889 even. That's for the Hurricane Ida damages. Item 17, Grand Isle Shipyard, $27,402.72. That's for contract labor for the FBO. Last, we have item 18, Wetland Equipment Company, $26,397.50, and that's for repairs to the excavator. These expenses, along with the rest, bring us to a grand total of $4,114,739.11. And Mr. Griffin, if I didn't make any mistakes, I'd like to make a motion we approve this.
You did good with these numbers.
All right, Mike, I can get a second on this?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. President?
I got a motion by Mr. John Nelson, second by Mr. Mike Colley. We got any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed.
As discussed on Monday night, in your folders, you have the preliminary financial statements for April 2023. Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion, we accept these.
We got a motion from Mr. Melison, second from Mr. Griffin. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Any discussion? Yeah. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
Next, we have adopt the 2023 ad valorem millage rate, and I'll turn that over to Mr. Shessa.
All right, as we do every year, it's that time. Our max mill rate is 7.17. It was discussed with the board that would not be assessed next year, so the number is 6.89, so I will read the resolution if y'all wish. It says, be it resolved that the following millages are hereby levied on the 2023 tax roll on all property subject to taxation by the Greater Lafourche Port Commission. For operations and maintenance, 6.89 mills. Be it further resolved that the proper administrative officials of the parish of Lafourche, state of Louisiana, be and they are hereby empowered, authorized, and directed to spread said taxes as here and above set forth upon the assessment roll of said parish for the year 2023, and to make the collection of the taxes imposed for and on behalf of the taxing authority according to law, and that the taxes herein levied shall become a permanent lien and privilege on all property subject to taxation as herein set forth, and collection thereof shall be enforceable in the manner provided by law. So you need a motion and a second.
I'd like to make a motion, Mr. President.
Motion by Mr. Melison,
Second.
second by Mr. Colley. We need a roll call.
Need any discussion?
Any discussion? Any public comment? Public comment? Public comment, third time. Public comment closed.
Roll call.
Okay, we need a roll call vote now. Mr. Colley, give a roll call vote.
Yes, sir. Seat A, Chucky Sheremy.
Yes.
Seat B, Tom Pete.
Yes.
Seat C, Jimmy Lafont.
Yes.
Seat D, Rodney Gisclair.
Yes.
Seat E, Reggie Leday.
Yes.
Seat F, Larry Griffin.
Yes.
Seat G, John Mellison.
Yes.
Seat H, Mike Colley, yes. Seat I, Chris Colley.
Yes.
It's been unanimously approved, Mr. President.
That's it. Mr. Mellison.
All right. Anything else, Mr. Director, or we can continue?
Continue.
All right, thank you, Mr. President. Next, consider approving the out-of-state travel and training request. And we only have one. We have Homeland Security Specialist Scott Bynum attending the 2023 National Homeland Security Conference in Illinois, July 23rd through the 27th. Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion we accept this.
All right, I got a motion from Mr. John Mellison, second from Mr. Larry Griffin. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed.
Mr. President, this concludes the Finance Committee report.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mellison. Do you have any other business? Any public comment? All right.
Move that we adjourn.
I got a motion from Mr. Jimmy Lafont, second from Mr. Tom P. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. I'd like to thank everyone for coming to our meeting. Remember, next week we start hurricane month, so everyone say your prayers so we don't get a hurricane this year. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.